Hello Bard haters, and welcome to another fine We Hate Bards Let's Play. I'm Ben, and this is more Tyranny. So as I mentioned in the playthrough with Matt, I kind of took an interest in this game. It's an isometric hack and slash, and it's based on the concept of evil winning. And I mentioned in that video that I was going to be doing a full series of it at some point, and that point is now. So I'm going to start up a new game, and I'm going to explore it in kind of my own way. So we're just going to be playing on the normal difficulty. I figure I don't want to try and go with the really difficult ones because I don't know enough about this gameplay style. And this time we're actually going to show off kind of the intro story a little bit. Here we go.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tyranny, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tyranny brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
The fate of thousands, which actually isn't that much. Like, the town I live in has a population of, I think, like 5,000. And it's a really small town. So basically it's like the fate of the entire town that I'm living in currently is in their hands, which to me doesn't say a lot. Anyway, that's the basic story. The Overlord has taken over everything. He has two major armies who were helping him, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. And we saw them last time. We kind of know how they work a little bit. But as for this time, I think I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to be playing as a male character. Big, beefy, this kind of guy. I'm also going to be black, because why not? I figure if Matt's going to be doing a playthrough where he frees the slaves, I'm going to be doing a playthrough where I was one. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything really akin to stubble, so I guess I'm just going to go with a full beard then. I do kind of like that for voices, it allows you to actually choose between the male and the female, no matter what gender you actually are. Kind of got a bit of a Saints Row-y vibe to it. Alright, I can't really hear the voices from the volume I have it, but it sounds like the male aggressive is going to be the closest to what I'm actually looking to do. There we go, that's me. As for how we joined Kairos' army, there's a few different things we could choose. If you remember on Matt's playthrough, we chose to be a diplomat, I believe. Nope, we were a hunter. I think this time, though, I'm just going to go with soldier, because I have looked through this game a little bit more, and in trying to build the character I think is going to be, you know, me, and going to be the best for what I want to do, soldier kind of stood out to me. Now for the big choice. Weapon styles. This one's actually going to be relatively easy for me, because again, I've kind of planned out what I want to do with this character. So, Great Sword for his first style, and I get to choose an ability, either Cleave or Sunder, which Sunder, what does that do? Reduces target's armor, or Cleave is a sweeping cone. I kind of like Cleave as a thing. Also, I believe that both of these abilities are going to actually be in the game. It's giving us a chance to get one now, and then it'll give us another one, pardon me, later. As for my secondary fighting style, that's going to be War Mace. And the reason is because both of those are two-handed. Oh, hang on. If we take both of them, we get both Cleave and Sunder. And we get a massive bonus to two-handed weapons. So yeah, I think that's going to be the best way we can go about this. Yeah, I'm making an extremely specialized character for this run. He's going to be a tanky, smashy, lots of high damage with big, heavy weapons character. And in support of that objective, we are going to make a banner like this. Massive Hammer. I think that'll tell pretty much everybody exactly what we're about. As for the colors we're going to be choosing, we are going with purple and black. For reasons that may be apparent already, but I will definitely flesh out as I kind of go through this. His name shall be KD Smashalot. The Smashalot part may be obvious. The KD part stands for Keith David, because I do this thing in games where occasionally I'll base a character off of Keith David. I know it doesn't really look Keith David-y. It's kind of hard to do with this engine, but that's who he's supposed to be. He is Keith David being awesome because Keith David is awesome. Most of them are going to go into Might to give me a bunch of extra damage, but I believe some of these are going to go into Vitality. Oh wait, interesting. Apparently it recommends points in Resolve. Alright, so I'm not going to get any extra hit points right now, but I will get some extra points in Resolve for, extra defense. That's apparently important. Right, as for my skills, I'm not likely to be using any of these other. I might use Staff is the thing. You know, I'm actually going to put a bunch of points into Lore, because this is a really useful skill to have, I found. In the other like test things I've done in this game, Lore turns out to be really useful, so yep, we'll just dump that all the way up to 30. And I actually am going to go through the whole Conquest thing again. I'm going to do it really quickly, just kind of briefly explain what I'm doing and why. Yep, so as before, we're going to do the Conquest because it'll affect how our backstory works out, and it makes mention that your decisions matter, so choose wisely. I shall be sure to do that. So the first stop is, of course, the Bastard City. And we have two distinct areas. We can either sneak in the back, or we can just charge in the front. And we are going to charge in the front, and I'm going to choose the Disfavored. And you're going to find I'm choosing Disfavored a lot during the Conquest bit. For Phase 2 of the plan, I'm going with the whole feeding the host. Basically, food was scarce, and they needed 5 more, so rather than allow the Scarlet Chorus to loot the surrounding farm areas, because we're going to need them, I let the Disfavored attack a few merchant caravans and take their food. Now it's actually time to take the city, and we have a few different options. First, we can just take a direct assault upon the city gates and just smash them down. Second is we can have the Scarlet Chorus set fire to the city, which will give us the ability to use fire. And the third is we will have the ability to sneak over the walls. But I'm actually going to go with the Disfavored, largely because I want Warrior's Respite. That's actually a really useful ability for a character like me. And secondly, just because it feels like it's going to be fun to smash things. I did specialize in 2 different types of great weapons, so I feel like this is keeping with the theme. And the Bastard City goes down. So with the Bastard City taken care of, we have 2 new places we can go, either Lethian's Crossing, where we get to be the governor of a town based around iron mining, or we can charge into another new fortified city, which is where I'm going to go. As I said, this is going to be a very tanky, smashy character, so a lot of the early bits in the Conquest are going to be in aid of that. So we've got 2 distinct things we can start with, as per usual. I think pretty much all these have 2 different options, and then you can choose either support the Scarlet Chorus or the Disfavored, or occasionally Tunon. So I've decided to go with the Battle of Edring Pass, because that revolves around using the Archon of Stone to cause an avalanche and destroy a city. And the Scarlet Chorus are mad because some of their potential recruits got killed, but I don't really care. Our job was to take the city, and we did it. Yep, and that's the big reason why it was a lossless victory. We didn't lose anyone. So really, they don't need any recruits because they didn't lose anyone. So they can stop their bitching. Now for this next one, I'm going with a bit of an oddball one, because I'm going to be taking... First of all, I'm going to be taking this thing about festivals. Because there's a local festival in the tiers, I'm going to be going with that route over one where I get to help the Disfavored get armor back for themselves. I'm also going to be taking the Scarlet Chorus aside. So we get to choose how Apex fell. We can negotiate a surrender, or we can challenge the Queen in single combat. You know, weirdly, the disfavored side actually seems more rational. Rather than killing anyone or doing anything crazy, we can just say, hey, if you give us your city, you know, we'll make you part of the Empire. I'm actually a bit surprised that the disfavored went with that one. Normally they're all about, like, you know, charge in, kill everybody, destroy anything that remains in your path. So on to the last year of the conquest, we now have 3 choices for the last area we can go to. We can either go to the Vellum Citadel, known for its knowledge and treasures, which we did on the video me and Matt did. We can go to Azure, which is a more natural, I guess. I don't even know what that is. Never actually picked that one. Or we can go to Stalwart, which, from my understanding, is just another big fortress. So, of course, I'm going to go to Stalwart. That fits with the theme of what I've been doing. Yep, Realm of Stalwart was best known for its proud army, disciplined, courageous, and undefeated on their home soil. I'm sure the disfavored will like that. So, we can either go with Contentious Setback, or Marching on Empty, what do these things do? Alright, yes, the third year is where apparently the hostilities between the Scarlet Chorus and the disfavored really start to rack up. Because the other one, this entire one about here is entirely about a massive argument between the two armies. And this one right here is about one of the armies stealing from the other one. And we're going to punish them for it because it's not smart to steal from your own people. I think this does a great job of highlighting right here one of the big problems with the Scarlet Chorus. Because the disfavored are like, you know, they have a massive training program, you know, you gotta go through boot camp, you gotta get trained up in their particular way of war. The Scarlet Chorus is just like, hey, you know, if you're good enough to actually, you know, join up, if you want to prove yourself, go out and fight, and if you survive, you manage to kill enough people, yeah, you'll rise up the ranks. But it poses a distinct problem, because as it says, you know, they weren't able to look after their own people, and didn't have enough food to feed them, whereas the disfavored had enough supplies to feed all their troops, but no one else's. So it's an interesting little dichotomy we got going there. And it's also one of the reasons that Scarlet Chorus kind of deserves what they got here. Hey, we're going to raid these other people's supplies because we didn't bring enough of our own. Alright, stage 2. Better Dead Than Red, or Beasts of Stalwart. I'm going to go with this one, the recruitment one, because Scarlet Chorus need to be taught a lesson about their lack of discernment in recruiting practices. And they're gonna get mad about that, I know, because no matter what you do for this last one, one of the two armies is going to abandon you. Oh wait, no, they didn't. The Scarlet Chorus did not actually abandon us. It's just that disfavored took the front, and were unable to take the city. So now we have to read an edict. And the weird thing is, I actually generally agree with the Scarlet Chorus on this one. Give them time to evacuate, so that there's more stuff intact and more people available later to yeah, I can't. That's a much better way of doing it, I think. Yep. We'll read it, and the whole thing just kind of gets exploded. Yep. Edict of Storms. Name Stalwart fell from use. People took to calling it the Blade Grave. Festooned with the iron and bronze armaments of 2 once great legions. Tunot has called us into service once more. So that was the conquest part again. And I'm gonna just accept that, because now we're actually gonna go into the main part of the game with a slightly different backstory than we had in Matt's run. Because he was much more Scarlet Chorus, which again kind of makes sense. But I figured I'd go with it as favored. 1, because I like the whole honor and discipline thing. 2, because it provides a counterpoint to Matt's playthrough. I also believe Matt's going to be doing it on Twitch at some point. I'll have to double check with him. So watching the playthrough on there, you'll have to watch it on Twitch.
The year is 431.
And I think we've seen this
invasion
before,
has
but
shattered all major opposition in the
we've
tiers.
already conquered the tiers, and
But
now
our
we
will
need
is
to
not
take it
yet
back because they started
Not
revolting.
entirely.
And
Kairos
the
backs
disfavored
this
and Scarlet
threat with
Chorus
an
can't
edict,
actually take it back
a magical
because they're too busy
commandment that
arguing
can
with
slay
each other.
all in the valley.
And as we
You are
show up,
trapped
the
in
valley
Benrin's
closes shut
well,
behind us,
with
and now we
Kairos'
need to
armies
read the
and
edict
the Oathbreakers.
and take the well,
The only way to
otherwise
survive
everyone in the
is to
valley will
fulfill-
die. I love that somewhere in this area there's actually a statue shaped like a dude in a robe that cries blood. I mean, I don't believe the Overlord put this here, did he? Weeping Mother statue, blah 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 blah. Fresh water once fro, but the statue began weeping blood and has done so ever since. Okay, so not quite. But still, the fact that a statue that weeps blood was here even before the Overlord took over, it kind of implants in my brain that maybe the takeover was merited. So we're going to talk to this disfavored soldier here, who is here to meet us and greet us, and she will clap her gauntlet to her breastplate in salute. I bid you a welcome return to Vendrian's Well. The altitude is dizzying, the locals still revolting. Well, presumably they haven't bathed in a while, which doesn't make a lot of sense considering they are near a well. They pissed on the peace accord you offered them, edging past as still as you remember it. I was hoping to have the warriors celebrate your turn, but I'm told you have places to be. Ooh, we gain average favor because... Why do we gain average favor? I mean, maybe it is because we did the Battle of Edgering Pass and did it in such a way as to help these guys out. I don't know. I know the backstories you choose will come into it at some point. And we'll make our lore check to gain lore experience, but also to scare her into realizing that, yep, it's gonna kill you guys. And she gets freaked out. Should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. It reflects poorly on all of us. It really does. You guys aren't too busy screaming at each other. That is kind of one of the big... subterfuge. We do have enough subterfuge. Luckily, these first few checks don't take much in the way of actual skill levels. And now it is combat time. Combat time. So, we remember this from the last video. Basically, I'm just going to click on him, and I have a 65% chance to hit him, so we're going to unpause. And thrust for more damage. Let's see what Sunder does. Actually, can I not Sunder? There we go. Ooh, finished him off. Brilliant. And let's loot the body. I know I'm supposed to be disfavored and they're against looting, but I don't really care. This is an RPG. I'm going to loot things. Avalanche is blocked. Think you could fit through the rubble? I could do that. Or we could just push the boulder on people. I think I have an ability to use cleave. Yep, let's do that. What? It missed? One of the big complaints I have about this game, and I think I made it last time, is that combat is just a bit too slow paced for my life.
On it.
Well, compare it to, say, for example, Dragon Age. Combat in Dragon Age comes and goes pretty quickly. Which kind of makes sense, because just waiting however long I need to wait for this to happen and for the enemies to actually get killed, it doesn't make for a very interesting round of combat. It's better if it just kind of, it's only there for a short period of time. And what is this that we can look at? Several skulls, bleached with a scun, pitched and cleaned by carrion birds. Spiked and earthly impost is the only heraldry the Scarlet Chorus needs. Which is weird, because the disfavor does that too, so it's not simply a Scarlet Chorus thing. And here's where we shall meet Verse, who will join our party in a minute. She's our first companion, actually. So we shall go... We'll go start by attacking this guy.
Look at that, future core.
Cleave again. Hopefully this time it will actually work. That actually hit them? I couldn't tell.
They never had it.
Alright, and let's Sunder the Mage. Sunder Mage! Super awesome special ability!
A few of my mates and I caroused with this apex scum thanks to
Cards on the table, that is why I picked that option. I knew
pity
it would
this lot
give
won't
us
be around
loyalty
to
with
remember the
Verse.
good old days.
Alright, so now to do the standard RPG thing and go through all the options here to get more backstory.
Scarlet Fury, one of...
And in the same way that they normally do in the Scarlet Chorus, we're going to loot the bodies and take everything, which I was planning on doing anyway. I love how it tries to make you feel guilty about actually looting the bodies, like it's, you know, some big new thing. It's not a new thing. You do it in every RPG pretty much ever. Also, we did get some new stuff, so maybe it's time to check and see how much better it is than the stuff I'm currently wearing. I'm actually going to give her the Scarlet Fury helm, because she doesn't have a helmet, and it makes more sense to do it that way. Alright, I've decided to switch to my second weapon set because it does more damage. A little longer recovery, but I'm curious to see exactly how this all plays out. You! Yes, me. I'm going to... Oh! You remember me because I did things, but... They know you for your efforts to negotiate a surrender cause. If you come to once again talk peace, it seems you're too late. We gained major favor because of that. Let's see if we can convince him to drop his weapon. Settle without bloodshed. Maybe you misunderstand why we're here. Nope, I just like doing things my own way. So reinforcements have arrived. That'll make this battle farcically easy. Ah, companion combos. I know about companion combos. No, I did. Whoop. Okay, the clickiness is actually getting in my way now.
In my sights.
Okay, let's actually try the combo attack. Super mega combo attack! Wow, that didn't look like a super mega combo attack at all. It was kind of pathetic, actually. We have cleave. Let's use that again. Why not? Okay, that's better. Oh no, not the commander. Wait, who's the commander? Is that an important title? I feel like that's an important title. Okay, I know they said the whole commander thing was important, but I kind of want to see if I can find anything useful first. Stow your weapons, and we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Well, surely we already know. He'll scream until he does hit the ravine below. Actually, I've heard that if you fall for a long time, eventually your body stops recognizing it as a threat, and it starts to feel kind of fun. What? Whoa! That's a new option. I didn't know I had that. Yes, I knew about the other options. I knew that you could either attack or attack, and just the different ways of attacking give you favor with different people for some reason. I pointed this out in the other video too. What is the difference between these two options? One of them is saying, we have to help this guy, which gives you favor with the disfavored. The other one is saying, let him die, fuck him, which gives us favor with Scarlet Chorus. But the thing I don't understand is the end state of this is the same. Either way, you're just screaming and attacking. But this one apparently gives us a new option because apparently I'm honorable. What happens if we tell him? Tunan's envoy. If you vouch for my safety, his sentence is halted by a spear. Tyrell lowers his blade, the disfavored soldiers slaughter the Oathbreaker. I offered him mercy and you made a liar out of me. You kinda did. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now. He's already dead. I was planning to kill him anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. And their plan died here because we managed to kill all of them. Well, also because the entire valley has collapsed in on itself. There's no way out now. So with that done, we now have the ability to freely look through the battlefield. And there's a couple things through here we should be able to locate because I have high enough athletics now. One of them is I can climb up here. Yep, 35 athletics, climb right on up.
Interesting.
And, ooh, what is this? There's a glowy thing. It's a glowy thing. It's a potion of invisibility. So there's one more thing I have to get in the area, but apparently the only way I can get there is to go all the way outside and back and around. And we can climb another wall, which is a slightly less decrepit wall, but I don't really notice the difference. Actually, this should be harder, I would think, because the other one at least had a rope. Do you see a rope here? I don't see a rope here. Cock. Double cock. Okay, maybe if I level up, I can get enough points that I can put stuff into subterfuge. Somewhere in here, I think... Ah, there we go. I remember Matt saying last time we played it, there's a way of seeing all the stuff I can interact with. Because I just been looking at the map and trying to find, like, icons and then hoping I get lucky enough to actually see it. I agree with this. I gave him a chance to surrender and come quietly, and he didn't. He's already showed he'd rather die than join us, so yeah, let's kill him. I'm curious how that's going to affect my my loyalty with Verse. Because admittedly, Verse, while she is a companion, is also a member of the Scarlet Chorus. So I presume at some point she's going to get angry at me for all the things I'm doing. Alright, so I just went through a bunch of different conversation options with Verse, and just to see kind of where that led. Turns out she doesn't like the disfavored much. She thinks Graven Ash is old and decrepit. And she recommended that he be replaced with a younger, better, better warrior. Ah, yes, this one. And I think the best way to do this is we just say, none of my concern, carry on. Anyway, let's talk to this disfavored guy. Now that we're here, we can go and talk to the Archons in their tent and see what they have to say about all this. Here they are. Graven Ash and the voices of the rot.
Reports of avalanches in the mountains now.
Alright, let's remain silent for right now.
I always know you've run out of things to say.
Do I want to apologize and let's try to glare silently. Let's see what that does.
Ah, the Stormcaller. Conveniently late once more. Our eyes and ears tell us you come bearing an
Apparently that has to do with like the different campaign I was in,
anticipation is
because I
killing
got the
us.
Edict of Storms. Because if you'll recall, in Matt's playthrough, he was called Firebringer because he got the Edict of Fire, or something like that. He burned a town to the ground. That's why it kind of surprised me when I saw that I got the Edict of Storms. Like, I thought it was supposed to be a fireball I was calling. Ooh, gain major favor with the Scar. That is bizarre. How did I gain major favor with these guys just from... Because if I recall, both incidents at Stalwart, I took the side of the disfavored. Oh, is it because for the capstone, I took the side of the Scarlet Chorus. Maybe
My
that's why.
soldiers tell me you helped command
They were
the
happy
Colossus
because
on
I
your
gave them
way
a chance to
through Edrin.
escape.
You all.
Aspa's word glares at the voices in rot, and utters the words camaraderie. Okay, I can either lose minor favor or gain my... I feel like gaining minor wrath would be more beneficial, because... Again, very similar to like the Fallout New Vegas philosophy. It works on a spectrum, so... Or not on a spectrum, works on like a two-tier system. So you have favor and wrath, or like you did in New Vegas, you had, what was it, positive and negative reputation. Or, no, fame and infamy. And both sides carried benefits. So I feel like, gaining something would be better than losing something, because losing something might lose me any advantage I would get for it getting high enough.
No, don't mind us while you trade your gushing praise.
That was my plan.
We're sure the
I
fate
plan to
binders
completely
come
ignore
because
you.
our company lacks.
And of course, the earth will shake, and a weird black thing will come out of me. And yeah, this is the reason I don't like
That
the
was
voice
a
singer
record
lot.
for
Yeah,
you,
they're
right?
just
The
expendable
Maker's
useless
dozen
soldiers. Who
lost
gives a
in
shit?
one sortie. If you had waited
Maybe it's
for
just the Marine
chorus
in me. It's like,
reinforcements,
whenever I hear someone talk about
maybe we'd have
expendable
eyes
soldiers, I
and
just kind of
ears
want
on
to punch them in the
matter.
throat. Ooh. You certainly don't seem to know anything remotely. We could totally insult the Archod.
I second the fate binder.
Oh my gosh.
Magical
Is this my character
trick
from
in
Dark Souls?
store. But this knowledge is
Is this what happened to my character from Dark Souls? That would make sense, 'cause that would mean this is
trepidation.
Gwyn, Lord of
If
Cinders.
we make a move for the
Wait, I know that voice? Matani Genev.
surrendered,
When
Matani
did they surrender?
Yanev had the
Oh, at
audacity
Apex.
to demand an audience.
I didn't realize
Gracious
that.
Archon we are. We
Edict threatens the
Well, don't worry,
Scarlet
Tuna's not going
Chorus
to favor the
just as it
Scarlet
threatens
Chorus,
us.
because
I
I kind
cannot
of...
shake the feeling that our allies will
I
work
kind of act as
against
his
us.
mouthpiece, and I'm not intending to favor the Scarlet Chorus. And there we go. It's given us a countdown timer, 8 days to Kairos' Day of Swords. I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like having a countdown clock up there. So many RPGs I played, so many like open world kind of things, they'll do this thing. Or in the story quest, it'll be like, something bad happened, we need to go deal with it immediately, and then it'll open up the quest. But then you'll have like however long you want, however long you feel like you need to complete it. You can just go and do a bunch of other things. Fallout New Vegas actually had that a little bit. It just never seems like there's any urgency, which is one of the big problems when you're doing open world stuff. Everything's kind of disconnected and disjointed, and it just there's no sense of flow. I mean, yeah, putting a time limit on it. This way, when people say, yeah, we need to go and do this right now, they're right. We do need to go and do this right now. We have a time limit. There's an actual time limit put on this to do everything we need to get done. And if we haven't gotten it done by 8 days from now, then we're all gonna die. So that's kind of cool. It's a bit Majora's Masky, actually, although without the stupid repeatedly... At least I assume we're not going to go back in time, over and over again until we get it right. Now, if memory serves, every time we level up, we get 1 attribute point and 1 talent point. So where do we want to put our attribute point? I'm going to put it in Vitality, because I feel like Vitality is going to be increasingly important. As for the talents, we actually have a few different things we can do. Because I can put more stuff into Power. I already have 2 points in there. But we already also have Defense and Leadership. Actually, ooh, that's right. Defense requires a shield, doesn't it? For most of them. Increases weapon damage and allows basic attacks to strike multiple times. I think I'm going to go with that, because having basic attacks strike multiple times seems really useful. So, with a level less gained, we are now in the disfavored camp. And there's a few things it looks like we can go and do. There's a few people we can go and talk to, and a few places we can loot. But we're not going to do those right now. We're going to call this apart right here, because I kind of want to be careful as to how much I'm doing in each individual part. Want to make sure that I'm giving myself plenty of time to cut down these videos, and not go too far over and not make them too long. So we're going to end it right here. But yes, we're going to go a bit further in the game. I'm going to try and see exactly how far I can get, which presumably would be all the way to the end if I tried. I don't know if I'll actually go that far. I don't know if I'll beat the entire thing, but I'm enjoying this. I want to see where exactly, you know, the plot of this goes, because more so than anything else, I find myself really immersed in this plot, in this world. Something about something about the whole, you know, evil is won already, and now they're just mopping up all the remnants. Also, the sheer amount of work that has gone into, like, just the flavor text, the lore, and everything else. Again, no less than I would expect from the people who gave me Fallout New Vegas and well, all the Fallouts really. Yeah, the abundance of just flavor text and everything else, and just the world that they've built is really, really intriguing. So more than anything else, more than just, you know, I want to get like really high level, I want to find out the gameplay elements and stuff. More than anything else, I just want to see where the story is going. But we'll get further in on that next time as we do stuff in the Disfavored camp, presumably go to the Scarlet Chorus camp to do some work there as well, and we'll see how long it takes. But in the meantime, thanks as always for watching, guys. I was Ben, and this was Tyranny. See you next time, everyone.